What's up, y'all? I'm DeMarcus Beasley, and you're listening to The Peel.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back. We're
Yeah.
back.
So
Sweet.
we are going to be a little bright for just a little bit. We're waiting for the sun to go down.
It's just the giant spotlight that we have just coming down on us right here because we're so popular nowadays. You know? I mean, holy hell.
So we're a little distracted right this second. We're watching the U.S. versus Mexico U17 World Cup qualifier right now. We've got U.S. up 3-2 right now. Did you happen to see who?
I didn't see the
scored
third.
goals?
I didn't see the third goal. I don't know who number 8 is. He scored the third goal, but was it Josh Sargent, number 9, scored the first 2 goals for them already. So, so off to a good start for them. It's a pretty good game at the moment. Back and forth. I know Mexico had the lead. We tied it up, then we took the lead, then they tied it up. Now we have the lead again. So let's just keep it that way for the remainder of this game. They're sitting in the 69th minute at the moment.
So that is going to be our distraction just a little bit. They've got about 30 more minutes left to play. Give a little bit about our week. It's been crazy for us both, actually.
We upgraded in life, man.
We both got new cars.
Yes.
Mine was a little bit of a struggle, but it worked out.
We are here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. I mean, and then
let's be honest, the reason why we moved it from yesterday, no, we're not in competition with the Rockets, but we didn't want to come down here to 8th Wonder and try to fight for parking or any of that other garbage. Plus parking would have been a good, I don't know, $30 because how close we are to Toyota.
Yeah, forget that, man. I'm glad that we pushed it to today. Definitely forget that. So, but guys, thank you for tuning into another edition of The Peel. I'm going to go over the 2-0 win at home against San Jose, and then we'll go ahead and talk about Houston going on the road to Toronto, and then we'll do our Down in the Valley segment. Then we'll give you a little bit of scores around the league, then we'll do our fantasy and our Houston hoedown.
Yeah. Just one quick stat I'll throw out there now about the San Jose match. Kubo tied his rookie year-ish, I guess you could say, goals with 7.
Wow.
He scored 7 goals in 15 appearances in 2013.
Nice.
He has 7 appearances and 7 goals in 2017.
He'll have he's got 8 more to score to tie his goals scored for Chivas USA when he had his breakout year, that final year of the Chivas. Because he
scored 22.
No, 15.
We're going to get that.
Yeah, we're going to have to get that now.
Yes.
Where'd you get 22?
I saw it when you bring up
Who the hell gives us our stats?
MLS.com.
Us. We get our own stats. That's right.
Our stall.
We don't have any. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Trevor? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, we don't. We don't have
your phone.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all beat up and stuff. So but good win for the Dynamo this weekend at home. Different formation.
It was.
They went with last week. I mean, I called Bloomer Cabrera up after the show, and I was like, hey, you actually need to go ahead and start Alexander and Cabezas right next to each other, and then just see how that worked out. And that's exactly what he did. So he must that or he just watched our show. So.
I'm going to go with no.
No on both.
So, all right, right now, you go to, come on. There we go. 2014? Let's see. 15 goals.
15 goals, I was right.
Okay.
You get to shave your beard now.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
We will place a bet because Justin and I are playing against each other in fantasy.
Yes. We'll get into that later.
One of us is
the
going to
Peel
end.
Classico.
The Peel Classico. One of us is going to end a
the
streak
Peel Derby.
Because finally some of the top guys are playing against each other. I've been seeing these other guys go at it, and it's been pretty entertaining with the goals or the points that have been scored in the league.
Yeah, it has. So. There are a few players that I want to give shit to. That's Eric, and you know who I actually kind of just feel bad for?
I ran into Brandon.
Is Brandon Williams.
I talked to him. He said he was going to get his win this week.
Okay.
He said he was getting his win this week. So
the guy has actually been trying. Eric, unfortunately, has not. And
he knows it.
Brandon just hasn't been able to pull the win out. I'm actually pulling for him. I don't want Brandon to get the wooden spoon.
Honestly, even if Brandon comes in last place, that wooden spoon award is going to Eric.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten the most participation award, which I haven't given out yet this week.
Yes. So it's absolutely ridiculous. But Brandon could also get his first win against Eric.
That's true. When's that match? Is that this week or next week?
I don't know. It's got to be coming up soon.
It is soon.
It's got to be. It's got to be either this week or next week.
So.
because now we're doing our round robin. So me and you're in the last round and before we start over again. So
Okay.
man, let's break down a
Yes.
soccer game, man.
So
we got
it
to shut
was-
out at home.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the match live. I was going to come down here and use the press pass. Didn't work out.
You were too busy getting a new car.
Yeah, I had to. It sucked. But it is what it is. I also need a vehicle. If not, I can't get to BBVA.
Hey, if
So.
the result stands like that every time you miss a game, don't go to the games anymore for me, please.
I'm going to tell you to shut your mouth because every time we watch an away game at your place, they lose. And they don't lose just
that's not my
bad. They look
fault.
like garbage.
That's not my fault. I mean, that's just because we suck on the road.
Portland and New England.
And all of them have been turf.
Look,
And by the way,
you've
this next
cost-
one's going to be turf as well.
You've cost Tyler Derrick his starting job.
I didn't call it. All right. Let's keep moving here.
Anyway,
Whatever.
phone lines are open. Josh, do your job.
Yeah, guys, you can call us. Phone lines are open. We want to talk about this game with you guys. We want to get y'all's input on this game, so please give us a call. We haven't had a call in like a month and a half. Do you guys not love us or something?
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
What the hell's going on?
No, our social media game sucks, so we need to get back on that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do need somebody to run social media for us. So we will maybe we might get someone on there for us.
Yeah.
Guys. Yeah, give us a call 281-849-7335. That's 281-849 Peel. Go ahead and put it up there.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
screen for them.
I'm gonna reach it.
Use your little touchpad. Yeah.
There we go. It's on.
That number right there, right here. Yeah.
Hey, we got 2 people watching.
Hey, it's
Also-
probably Trevor and us or something.
What I do want to also throw out there, this started last week. You can find us in the Google Play Store now, and you can also find us on iTunes. Subscribe to either or, and you will automatically get the peels sent straight to your phone. You've got a telemarketer calling.
Yeah, telemarketer. Denied.
Things that happen when you go live.
It's either telemarketer or something at work, and I'm just.
You're not dealing with
it. Hey, Matthew Landon. Hey, yo. Thanks for turning in, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you can give us a call as well if you'd like, just to talk about the Houston game, San Jose, any standouts for yourself. Kubo. Let's break down.
Yeah,
this game.
let's get straight into it.
Let's get this game broken down.
Let me throw a couple things out there that I noticed.
Oh, jeez.
No, they're good. So it was the first time Wilmer has really changed formations this year. He went from a 4-4-3 that he normally starts into a
4-3-3.
That's what I meant. 4-3-3, and he went to a 4-4-2 diamond.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest question mark is he leaning more on Alex now as a number 10? If you have him at the top of your diamond, essentially at that point he's playing your number 10 role.
He's their attacking midfielder in that point of view. Ricardo Clark wasn't even on the bench.
He suffered a training injury at last minute.
I'm glad that you brought that up because I had no idea about that until now. And honestly, they didn't look bad. I granted, San Jose was fatigued as hell, and they looked
What'd you
sluggish.
say? 3 matches in 9 days.
Yeah, the 3 matches in 9 days. Yeah, because they had a midweek game in New England. I mean,
Yes.
it was just kind of how it was just poor scheduling for them. Just the way the schedule works. You get games set up like that. It just happens. There's not much you can do about it.
No.
But I mean, really and truly, it was a good lineup. We had DMB starting at left back.
Yes.
Leonardo making a return from injury.
Yep.
Machado back for us.
You had Kevin Garcia.
Kevin Garcia.
First MLS start.
Yeah, first MLS start. Then Alex up top with them. Juan David Cabezas.
Yes.
And then Eric Alexander starting next to each other. I really like that because that helps relieve a lot of pressure on the back four.
Yes.
2 central defending midfielders. I really think that we need to go with that. If not the entire game, at least the second half, and we can break that down too a little bit.
Yes.
And then just 2 strikers, and really and truly that's all you need because both of them put a ball in the net. And
this is true.
With Alberto Elise
I
and
guess
Kubo.
my biggest question is somebody brought this up on Harrison Ham's post on Dynamo Theory, and actually we're going to get into Harrison here in a minute because Derek Stowers has been playing us the entire time. So, also we got our first shutout of the season. I don't know if we threw that out there. One thing I did like is it keeps teams on their toes when you change formation like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think technically it should be reversed. Start with your 4-3-3 to start off the match. Put balls into the net.
Yeah.
Then when you get to about the 75th minute, when you
Yeah.
start making your subs, switch it into that formation to where you have Alex who can float around.
So real fast, because you bring that up, and I was watching the next 90 on the Dynamo.com there, and Eddie Robinson bringing up how him and Glenn Davis had talked about stuff like that, about how they should start with a full-on attacking with Kyoto, Alberto Feliz, and Kubo up top. And then second half to fix your issues because these guys can't play like that the entire 90, obviously. Switch to your 4-4-2, kind of tuck back a little bit, absorb the pressure, not relieve the pressure, absorb the pressure for them. So
Yeah.
I think, I think that's a great. I think that'd be a great tactic to use.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like it. I wish that maybe we would have started this a little sooner. I don't like starting.
This is perfect time to experiment.
Yes,
okay?
but I would have done it
You were
reverse.
sitting but you.
But
don't
I
know
get why.
that. You don't
I
know
get
that.
why, and
See,
they even.
it's not a finished product.
But they also, also in Harrison Hand's Dynamo or Dynamo.com post, Kyoto was only about 80% healthy. So it's either he's going to start the match and play and get subbed off, or he's going to get subbed on late in the match. I get that. That's part of the reason why Wilmer kind of had his hands tied. But you do also have Manotas, and I feel like you still should have started with a 4-3-3 just to start the match. Come out of halftime, if you already have a 2-0 lead, then go ahead and switch it over.
But experiment with this. Try something new, and that's exactly what he did. He tried something new, okay, and it worked. It did work because we scored a goal in both halves. So continue to try that. Obviously, we need to score more goals, get as many goals as you can in the first half,
Yes.
which is what we're good with the 4-3-3, okay? So second half, we were able to absorb the pressure, and we got another goal. And so, yeah, I can agree with that, but really and truly, as far as starting it, there's no way to know until you try out the system.
Yeah.
So now it's all experimental, and this team is still a work in progress. It's not completed yet. But they're going in the right direction. You just stay above the playoff line the entire season. That's it. I don't care what position you are in the playoff. You need to make playoffs. Stay above it the entire season.
Yeah.
Don't drop below that red line, and that's it.
No, and I don't think they will. I don't. Now, we're not into that point in our show yet, but that's right where Toronto's at. They're right below that line, and the only reason they're below it right now is for one name and one name only.
Giovinco.
And that's Giovinco.
Yeah.
I think once he comes back, which he did last week, he's been putting
finding
balls in the
form.
net.
He put 2 balls in. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but we'll save that for when we start talking about the Toronto match. But I was fairly pleased. I know after the match, I ended up talking to you a little bit, and I don't know if I could necessarily say we were sluggish or it just didn't seem right. I actually feel like we played fairly well.
They played decent. Yeah, they played decent. I think it was different from the way I looked at it because it was a new formation. I watched it live, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of discovering these things as they come out on the pitch.
I have noticed, especially for this show,
yeah,
I have to go back and watch the match.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to go back and watch. You can't get every detail. Watch it live. Because live, you don't. You know, it's unexpected. You can see more. Like whenever we watch this game in Toronto on Friday, we don't really need to go back and watch a replay and break it down. We'll watch on TV. That's a different story.
As long as we don't have.
But
too many of these.
It wasn't that they looked sluggish. You know, defense looked good. Machado looked great. Cabezas looked great.
Which Cabezas had been a question mark in the midfield.
Oh, absolutely.
For most of the season because he's been hurt, and
he's
the matches that he has played,
he's prone to getting cards and fouls.
And the matches that he has played, he hasn't looked all that great, minus this one. Yeah, I'm not saying he looks bad.
He's only played one, right?
No,
I think he's only played
I think he's technically no, because he played in the Portland match.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, in the Portland match, he definitely didn't look all that well.
Yeah.
He got burnt on a couple. Now, I guess part of it is Tyler Derrick's healthy. Tyler Derrick has been in the starting lineup the last two matches. Now, is this Wilmer punishing him after the New England debacle and the Portland away debacle? Or is it Joe Willis, like we had been saying from the start of the season?
Internal competition, you know,
it's still better.
He brought up a lot of that internal competition. It could be now that Joe's healthier, they believe that Joe is a better goalkeeper, or it could be related to the New England game. I mean, I don't know. You know, I really don't know.
Me neither.
That would be something we'd have to go to our press conference and ask him personally.
Yeah. Let me go back and we'll bring up the player ratings and then we'll talk more about the formation. Why did it go all the way back?
Yeah, guys, and feel free to call in. Number's 281-849-7335. You guys can give us a call, talk to us about this game, what you guys thought about the formation, whatever you want to talk about.
I mean, and the formation that's a big deal. You don't just change formation just because. And the fact that it played out.
Well, you're experimenting, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's not even like we're necessarily struggling as a team. Because we're not. We need to get the road
when you
stuff.
When you blow a 2-0 lead against Minnesota at home, yeah, you kind of need.
I don't want to hear nothing about blowing leads.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Could be worse.
I'm just saying.
It could be worse.
They didn't blow a 2-0 lead against San Jose, so that's a good formula.
It could be worse. You could be Philadelphia where you blow a 3-1 lead.
It's actually 3-0. They were up 3-0 at one point in time before they blew that lead. By the way.
All right, so
let that sink into your head a little bit.
According to the fans that voted on Derek's Dynamo Theory, rate the player, man of the match. For us and the top performers is definitely Alex. Alex has almost consistently got this every single week.
Drew the penalty right off the bat. Got Kubo took the penalty,
and there was no question about that foul either. That was a dirty foul.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes back to fatigue. These players were tired. They didn't want to run on the. They didn't want to do what we wanted to do to them.
No.
And they played right into our hands on it.
Albert Lees had another solid game. He had a 7.1 rating according to Dynamo Theory. I liked it. I liked the way he was quick off the ball. He was one of the most active attacking players on the pitch.
As what he's known to be.
Yeah. I think the foul on David Bingham was a little, you don't need to do that. But it also looked like he didn't actually mean it at all. But that's the kind of stuff you're going to have to watch out.
I'm sure he didn't mean
especially in MLS. These refs suck. Leonardo had another decent game. Wilmer Cabrera.
Yeah. I really like Leonardo and Machado together on our center back position. I think that's a good, solid back two. Yeah. And I mean, they look great together.
Beasley still, for some odd reason, looks like he's the fastest guy on the pitch at times.
He had a good game. I mean, they all pretty much had a good game.
How'd you feel about Kevin Garcia in his first start?
Yeah. I mean, it's good backup for I mean, it is good backup for AJD.
While we were talking, U.S. has put another ball in the back of the net. They are up 4-2
and that looks
on
like
Mexico
that's
right
seal
now.
It's 85th minute in.
So, good for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
On a total quick side note outside of the Dynamo, you have to look at now the U20s, the U23s, and the U17s. 2026, I'm not saying we're winning a World Cup. But 2026, along with Christian Pulisic and Bobby Woods and these guys,
when 2026 rolls around, Christian Pulisic will be your captain of the U.S. if he's still playing.
I think he's going to end up being the number 10 at that point.
Absolutely, man. He's going to be the face of the U.S. by that time. If he continues his stride the way he's playing right now, U.S. has a bright future with all these kids coming around.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think out of all the years the U.S. has made the World Cup, I'm going to throw an early prediction out there and say that might be, at that time in 2026, the best U.S. squad we've ever fielded. I mean, I know a lot of it. I know it's way out there. But you do have to look at the youth that we have in our U20s, U23s, and U17s.
Anywho.
Yeah,
we got a couple more World Cups before we get to that, okay?
Yeah, back to the Dynamo.
You were breaking down DMB.
Yeah, well, I still don't know how he does
looked good. He looked good. I mean, we were unfortunate. The game could have ended 4-0. I mean.
Now, let me ask you this though. Okay, if it was your team, who gets a start? AJD, DMB, or Remick?
Why would you put AJD in there? He's starting on right back position.
I'm just saying, if you had to choose one of the ones that has to start.
Remick. I'm a big Dylan Remick fan. I don't know, man.
Maybe because that was our first professional interview.
No, not even that, man. Not even that. No, that has nothing to do with it, man. He really showed a lot for me in that New York Red Bulls game. I like him, but it's good competition because DMB hasn't been playing bad lately. So I will give it to him on that. I think the veteran presence, especially without Ricardo Clark on the pitch, I think starting DMB over Dylan was smart.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get back to the actual score here, and I'll break down those stats. Actually, do I still have it open on the tablet? Still have it open on there. I'm going to go live.
Allergies, man. They're just starting to hit me all of a sudden. We got the sun in our face. We got the allergies here. We got some good music, good beer going on over here at 8th Wonder.
Yes.
Um,
If you haven't been to 8th Wonder, you're wrong.
yeah, actually come check it out. Usually the Peel is here before game days.
Yeah.
On game days.
We
before
are
the game,
going to,
yeah,
I
before
think
kickoff.
Josh and I need to talk about getting this March thing squared away. It'll be a lot easier once the school semester's over as well. I'd say. For some reason the internet on my tablet's running a little slow. All right. So in the 9th minute, like Josh had stated,
I hadn't even gotten to my seat before that goal went in the net.
that sucks. Why were you late?
I wasn't. Yeah. Well,
You
you
had
can thank
Alex,
Mr. Weiss for that.
You had Alex drawing the foul, and Kubo taking the goal for that in the 9th minute. Then you had Albert Felice with the assist from Eric Alexander, who still, at times, has flown under the radar and has been one of our best midfielders all season. Solid. He's been solid all season. Just saying. And Albert Felice scored in the 72nd minute. And honestly, after going back and watching the game, it could have been 3-0, 4-1.
I feel so bad for Mauro, man. He just
he
hit the crossbar. Man. No, that was Cabezas. Cabezas hit the crossbar. Manotas looked like he could have put it in a couple times.
Yeah.
And it was just, damn. I mean, the game should have ended at least 3-0. That crossbar was a lot bigger from what I noticed this game.
And I'll have to go back and look, but I think this might be the first match where we've drawn 3 yellows in a match. Might. I have to go back and look because our disciplinary record has been pretty good this season. I don't even think we've popped up on the MLS reports yet. You had Kyoto coming in for Elise, which, like I said earlier, Kyoto had even stated that he only felt about 80% healthy. I look for him to start this weekend. I will have a good week of training. I haven't had a chance to head out there and talk to anybody yet. I need to get with our boy Corey and see what he knows. Then you also had Manotas coming in for Elise, which I liked. I still think that maybe at times we should start off with the 4-3-3.
Well, yeah, that
there.
goes back. Honestly, man, test it against Toronto because what I saw out there won't beat Toronto.
No, but that's also why.
In Toronto.
But I think that's also why you have to start with 3 strikers.
I want to see Kyoto back on the starting lineup.
Yes.
I really want to see him start again against Toronto. Run your 4-3-3 formation. Get as many goals as you can in the first half. Hell, I don't care if it comes out 2-1. You change your lineup in the second half to what you just had against San Jose, to where you're starting your 2 central defending midfielders because they need to be able to absorb the pressure on the back 4. And honestly, man, I could see if they do that tactic and everything goes to plan, they get their goals in the first half, they could walk out with a win.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Alex? Hey, if you ever get off work earlier, Alex, get your rear end down to 8th Wonder when we record. Just saying. So before we close out and move into the Toronto match, I've got to give a hand out to our boy Harrison Ham, who writes for Dynamo 3. I actually learned a lot about you this week, since Derek had been kind of playing us this whole time. Well, he wrote you can't see this because of the sun, but he wrote an article for the Dynamo. You've cut yourself, sir.
Huh?
You cut yourself. God, it's like boxing in here or something. Anyway, he was the kid correspondent for the Dynamo this weekend. And it's funny because he's been writing posts now for Dynamo Theory since I think like 2015. He's only 15 years old and a freshman in high school in Pittsburgh.
Now the truth comes out why you like him. You were at his throat at the beginning of the season. I bet this guy has no idea who you even are.
When you click on his bio on Dynamo Theory, his first team that's listed on there makes me hate him for life.
Oh my God.
He's a Pittsburgh Penguins fan.
Ooh. It's all right. I'm a Bruins fan anyways, so not a lot of people like me for that anyways.
Anyway, but I am going to work. I want him to call into the show. I would love to get his insight. I'd like to pick his brain a little bit. He started writing about sports in 7th grade. He is tied into a ton of things. He covers MLS for the Comeback, and he's also on Last Word on Soccer.
He is possibly the future Andrew Wiebe.
But, I mean, props to you, Harrison. I know I got in your case when this new team first came out. Didn't know much about you, but here I am, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong with my life? Kid's 15 years old in high school, and he's writing for...
Can we break down this Toronto game?
Yeah, we can.
Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Oh.
If you don't get a chance, whenever you do go to Dynamo Theory, he does a very thorough breakdown of every match afterwards, and you'll actually learn something. I've started reading a lot of his stuff on there. Gives you a very deep and tactical breakdown of the formations, and it actually breaks down how the diamond has really worked and how it'll play into our future. But again, follow him on Twitter. I don't have his handle on me. I'll get that the next show, or I'll tweet it out later.
It's not on here?
No. Excuse me, I cut off the first page because it was like a picture this big. I didn't need it. Gotta save ink. I'm a student too. So, but again, follow him. Look for his stuff on Dynamo Theory. We'll get the social media stuff out there later. Try to get him on the show. But that's going to close out the San Jose match. It was a
2-0 win for us. Moves us into third spot in the West, fourth in the league.
Right now, it's going to be a battle.
13 points.
Yeah.
That's fantastic for us. So
yes,
it's good that we came out like that.
Go to the scores for the week, and I'll go ahead and read those off before we head into the Toronto match. No, go down. Keep going. You got a ways to go.
Wow.
Here,
okay.
I got you.
Yeah, help me out here.
Got the wheel. The magic wheel. That's Sunday, that's Saturday, and Wednesday. So San Jose did start off the week. They got a 0-0 draw against New England in New England. I don't know if anybody saw it, but it made its social media rounds. Wondolowski should probably retire because after that whiff, you shouldn't be on a professional pitch.
San Jose should have beaten New England. I was watching that game. Yeah, and it was pretty bad.
Then we did have Toronto taking on Chicago in Toronto, 3-1 win for them. Giovinco did score. Like I said, he's the guy that we have to watch out for.
Yeah,
if you shut him down, you will win the match.
Easy, because Josie's still,
And then you had the heartbreak for me. I don't know how Jim Curtin, as of today, still has a job. You blow a 3-1 lead. You've looked like garbage this entire season. The one was a given. You have yet to win a game this season. A match. I'm tired of it. Jim Curtin, I like you as a guy. I like the manager, but it's time to move on. All right, enough of my Union rant. Dynamo did take the 2-0 win over San Jose. You had another Cascadia Cup match.
Yep.
Portland taking the 2-1 win over Vancouver. And then you had New England taking on DC United, which they've also been kind of lowly too. And that was a 2-2 draw. Good.
And then New York Red Bulls New York Pink Cows is what you guys call them, right?
New Jersey Pink Cows, because
New
they're not
Jersey
even New York.
Pink Cows, getting a 2-0 win against Columbus Crew. New York starting to find some stride there at home. They still have some struggles on the road. FC Dallas, the team, that was the game to watch. It was the two undefeated teams in the league, and now there's only one. FC Dallas gets the 1-0 win over Sporting Kansas City.
Let me announce the name of this team.
Oh, go ahead.
You've got RSL and the Anti-Fan United. That's their new name. You'll know why by the end of this show, because I do have a bone to pick with them. That will be my actual rant for the show, because they've pulled some.
Yeah, you didn't even explain this to me. You just gonna explain the backstory a little bit.
I'll explain it a little bit once we get into it.
I'm intrigued now.
But they are the Anti-Fan United, and that's how it's going to stand the rest of the year. And I was kind of not pulling from them as like I'm a fan, but because I want to see Atlanta do good, because I also really like Joseph
down
Martinez.
on us anymore. I can put my Peel scarf on.
Then you had probably who I honestly feel is the best team in the East right now, and that's Orlando City SC taking on NYCFC.
They're not just what you think. They are the best team in the East. They're
I'm
number
not even
one.
going standings-wise.
They're number one, dude.
Playing-wise, they are the best team, even without one of their best players.
One loss so far. So, Orlando's a good deal, and they've done it all without Kaká.
Yep.
That's got to say something for Giles. I'm sorry. I'm happy for Giles Barnes.
I am
really
too.
am,
I've never had anything against him. I think he's just gotten the shit end of the stick his last two places.
He's not a star for them, because Kyle Aaron is the star, but you know what? He does enough, and he's on a good team. and
then you have the other, I'm pretty sure, winless team.
No, they're not winless.
No, they have one or two?
They have a couple wins.
Okay.
Seattle Sounders finally looking like the MLS Cup champions that they were going into LA. And I understand LA's not playing well, but when you go into LA and you beat them 3-0, that's, dominating. Deuce getting himself one. Wow. Yeah, it definitely looked like the MLS Cup champions.
And this next match, look, I mean, I know we got on Minnesota United's crap.
I think everybody did. They fixed their woes.
But
Minnesota
they're turning it around.
Minnesota finally is
Now,
an MLS caliber team.
Granted, Colorado didn't have Timmy Howard. He was suspended for running his mouth through a fan.
Nobody would have stopped that goal.
The fans provoked all that, and I'm actually on Timmy Howard's side.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah, anytime they're against Sporting Kansas fans, I'm always on the.
Yes, I know Josh is going to give me shit. I grew up going to sporting events in an environment that was hell for other players. I've went where we threw syringes at Barry Bonds.
What the hell?
They were plastic. They were toy syringes. Okay? I've been there where you pretty much use every word under the sun to describe a player to his face. But, you know, crossing the line and running your mouth like that, especially to somebody who has some, I don't want to say mental health issues because people have it. To somebody like Timmy who does suffer from Tourette's, that's not fair. Let it go. Look, yeah, talk trash, but
hey, you know what?
he's the best keeper
honestly,
that's ever been a part of the U.S. squad.
All I gotta say is no, and this goes. It's not just any MLS fan. You know, hey, stay classy, Sporting Kansas fans, because we all from Houston. If you're a true Houston fan, you know Sporting Kansas fans are jackasses.
Well, we've actually brought over our Toronto match, so we need to speed through this Toronto match so we can get down in the Valley on here. We'll get Carson on. Real quick, all-time, all competition, we've only played them in MLS. We have 20 matches, 6 wins, 10 draws, 4 losses, plus 6 goal difference. Josh is sitting here trying to say that we are horrible against Toronto last time we talked.
No. All right, look, let's talk about Toronto real fast, because Toronto, when these...
Hold on, let me finish the road stat.
Do your stats.
Okay.
Do your stats.
10 matches, 3 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses. So we're pretty even on the road. Look, if we come out with just a draw, I will be happy against Toronto.
Can we talk about when Toronto was the bottom dwellers of the league for so long before they decided that they were going to invest in the MLS and then they first brought in Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah.
Then they brought in Michael Bradley. Then they brought in Josie Altidore. Then they brought in Sebastian they got rid of Jermaine Defoe and then brought in Josie. And then they brought in Sebastian Giovinco. This team is totally different from when we started kicking their butts.
One other stat. The last time we played in Toronto, we've beat them.
We got the one, yes.
Okay.
And
we've beat them 2 times in a row in Toronto.
The last time we played in Toronto...
Last time we played in Toronto was 2015.
Okay, and we did win that. We did win that. And then
we have 2 straight wins in Toronto.
2014, we lost 4-2. You might want to check your stats again.
It's on there.
What?
Hold on.
We blew a 2-0 lead, I can tell you that much.
Well, that's when we played them 3 times in the year.
Oh, twice in Toronto.
So the last 2 times
You're right,
I'm sorry.
We were in the East at the time. I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh, so the U.S. has advanced. I don't know what the final was, but like I said, it was 4-2. Let me go ahead and close that out. So let's go ahead and get into that just a little bit.
So let me tell you here. Last time I said Houston was going to go in Toronto and lose, we walked out on ESPN with a 2-0 win. I kind of like what I say when they go in there.
Yeah.
I kind of like, because regardless, I'm not gonna be upset.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'll set myself up for failure regardless. But
Toronto is making a push. They've won, I want to say, their last 3. They did beat Chicago this weekend.
They got their first win at home this weekend.
Yes. You know, they've gotten it tough because of Giovinco being out, but now that he's back.
I mean, they look like a team that's going to start competing now, you know, and honestly, they're going to want to target us, and they're going to want to pick us apart, and we're a different team as well. This team has never gone to Toronto.
Now, I will say, you know, I thought it was going to be a shootout against Portland, but I honestly feel that this one's going to be a shootout.
It was a shootout against Portland.
If we go out there and we start a 4-3-3, put Kyoto, Elise, and Kubo out there, let that ride the first half, put as many balls in the net as you can.
If you shut down Giovinco in the attacking half, you don't give up any fouls in the attacking half against him. You don't give that up. You can shut him down in the first half. That's it. I mean, you got to watch out for Josie, because Josie's playing some good ball right now as well.
He is.
He's not necessarily putting the ball in the net, but he's getting a couple assists, and they're looking good.
I honestly feel like this is going to be the worst match for both teams defensively.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily if we go with the tactics that we talked about. Okay?
Sure.
If they decide to stick with their 4-2-2, I'm sorry, yeah, their 4-4-2, their 4-2-2-2-2, their 4-4-2 formation in the second half, relieve the pressure on the back four. Yeah, man, it just depends on what they can do in the first half with their 4-3-3. If they decide to change up the team, because essentially you have two different teams that you're working with. Wilmer Cabrera can throw a curveball at them, and honestly, that's what I think you should do.
Yeah.
Because what you have done in the past on the road on turf is not working.
No, it's not.
It's not. So try something different. So we are currently waiting on Carson to call in.
We're just waiting on Carson.
Yeah, we're waiting on Carson because we're going to talk about our down in the valley. I know RGV did get a loss.
Yeah, they lost
Tulsa.
to Tulsa again. He also writes for Dream Shake, right? Or am I wrong on that? No, I think I'm wrong on that. Carson.
I don't know.
Either way, change the tune a little bit. Rockets did win. Oh, here we are. All right. Hey, Carson, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much.
What's going on, Carson? Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, of course. This time you guys had the Dynamo had a better weekend than the Toros. I don't usually like how that plays out.
Yeah, it's kind of reverse roles a little bit here. You know, it's just I don't know how it works out. You know, it's just
Yeah, it ended up last year I had a much better year than everyone following the Dynamo. But yeah, this year it hasn't been as much fun for me and a little more fun for the Dynamo people.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still early into the Toros season though.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah, so go ahead and break down the match. I know, we ended up losing again to Tulsa, which is never good.
Yeah, no, that's never good. And all three losses this season for the Toros have been 1-0. So you can take that as a positive. So they're not losing big, but also they've been shut out in all three of their losses. Yeah, they lost to Tulsa. It just wasn't a great match overall. They didn't look great in possession. Couple decent chances. Lucatero got the start, which was exciting. Everyone has kind of been clamoring for that a little bit. And we spoke into existence Joe Holland going down, so he played his first Toros minutes. So kudos to us last week, speaking that into existence. They gave up a goal in the second half, and that was it. They just didn't have enough offense to kind of counteract that.
Yeah. I actually didn't get a chance to watch the match, which really sucks. I wanted to.
Yeah, I didn't either. This is actually one of the first games this year I didn't watch for the Toros, unfortunately, just because the schedule's been hectic this week.
But where does that put the team? Do you think they can, I know it's still kind of early, but long term, do you think this team gets into the playoff spot they did last year, or do you think that maybe they just miss it this year?
Yeah, I think they get into it. They're putting at 2-3 right now. Last year they didn't start off great. It was really towards the summer months that they caught fire and had like a 700-minute, I don't know how exactly the numbers, but they went, multiple matches with a shutout. So they really kind of caught their stride in the summer. A big issue, I think, so far is kind of a lack of identity. Last year, possession team, it was clear. Whether they were winning or losing, they were going to possess the ball the majority of the match. They've done that in certain matches this year, especially in the Colorado Springs match at home. They definitely looked like the team from last year. As far as this weekend, it was, a lot more, play the ball out wide, try to cross the ball in, and if that's going to be your identity, great. Find the players that fit that, style the best and go with it, but don't, bounce back and forth between overly possessive and kind of playing that style. So I think once they establish a clear identity and kind of get going, obviously it's still, like we said, 5 matches in, but you just want to see identity and progress as you go through. You don't want to kind of bounce back and forth.
So my question is, because I'm still big on these guys coming up eventually to Dynamo, is how did Eric Bird look?
Yeah, Birds look good. So, like I said, as far as the positive progress, even if you want to go a step below that, consistency, he's been probably one of the more consistent guys this year. Charlie Ward obviously is always does his thing. But yeah, Bird's been great. High energy guy, playing both ways, which is great in the midfield. But yeah, he's been good. Still no real chances for TJ Kastner, which is a big gripe that I have. With Junior Gonzalez's lineups, obviously, you guys are both a fan of TJ Kastner. I'm a big fan of him. He's
I'm a huge fan
versatile,
of TJ Kastner. Yep.
athletic dude.
Absolutely.
So where does that put them on the standings and or on the table, and who do they take on next?
Yeah, so next they take on, I'm not positive where it puts them on the standings exactly, but I'm not sure also. The USL schedule has been a little weird. The Toros, as we know, played Tulsa twice. They now will play Oklahoma City Energy for the second time, in 6 weeks, which is a bit strange in my opinion. But
little rivalry there again.
Yeah, I guess we're playing a lot of Oklahoma teams, which is something. But yeah, Oklahoma City was actually the Toros' first win of the year. They won 1-0 on the road. Ruben Luna scored a penalty, but
at least Oklahoma City
they're able
something.
to get a win at home this time.
We're kind of happy on our end against Oklahoma City at the moment.
Yeah, so real quick, totally different sport. I know you talked about last week. What did Rio Grande Valley's basketball team do?
We of course I would see, and they're doing well. We can have to transition to that. Yeah, so of course, congrats to the Rockets. I don't have any horse in that race. I like James.
Well, that's the whole reason we moved the show.
Pat Beverly fan too.
I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know if you've ever been to Eighth Wonder, but it's not too far away from the Toyota Center. There was no way in hell we were going to pay for parking and fight that crap to do a show yesterday.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I believe that. Yeah. So the Vipers, they got into the D-League final. So
very nice.
They won game one against Toronto, 905 Raptors 905. Obviously, that's the Raptors D-League team, and they actually were the top team in the whole league this year. They couldn't close it out in Game 2 yesterday, but so it'll be a decisive Games 3 tomorrow, which is weird to me that all the series are best of 3, but I guess it makes for mass excitement. That, every game pretty much is decisive.
Well, what is your prediction real quick for the Houston Dynamo match against Toronto, and then go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, I'll go 3 predictions. I'll say Houston. Give me Houston 3-2 over Toronto.
Ooh,
I hope Kyoto's back in the lineup.
Absolutely.
And I know people don't like it, but I'm such a fan of the La Pantera celebration from Elise, so I hope we see that as well. And then I'll say Toros win 2-0, and then I'll say the Vipers get it done tomorrow night, and they will be the first team ever to win 3 D-League titles. I can, of course, be followed at Carson A. Mertz, and of course, as usual, Golden State Blue 3-1 lead.
Hey, also, don't let this distract you from the fact that the Philadelphia Union blew a 3-0 lead against Montreal Impact at home.
Anyway.
Yeah, I saw that, and again, I don't really have like a second favorite team in MLS. It's the Houston, but I actually have become pretty good friends with Josh Yarrow from the Union.
Lucky.
And he's injured right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and attribute it all. They don't have Josh Yarrow. That's why the defense is struggling.
Well, I don't know if Josh told you, he rubs it in my face, but I am from up there, and I think Josh Yarrow not being a part of this team is killing them right now, because this team has absolutely no identity. They don't.
So hopefully he's able to get back, and then they'll go on some run, and we'll be able to look back at this and laugh.
There you go. All right, well, again, for this week, thank you, Carson.
Thank you for your Down in the Valley, Carson.
Of course.
Yes, sir. Till next week.
Of course, guys. Let's do it again.
All right. Thank you. Later.
Okay.
So, tough loss for Rio Grande Valley. So, but
they'll bounce back. They do.
Yeah,
I mean, like he said, they started off slow last year, but they'll definitely pick this back up. Do you want to do around the league?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and break down the standings. We already did our round of the league for the scores, so we can break down the standings at the moment. tell everybody where we are
All
currently sitting. Break down the Eastern Conference.
I guess I'll run the Eastern Conference real quick since I have a pony in that race. You do have Orlando City, who I know we were talking about earlier. I think they're the best team in the West or in the East, and I think it's going to stay that way. Then you got Columbus in second, New York Red Bulls in third. Big match for them. They're playing Dax, who I think is also he's going to get a little revenge with Chicago against New York Red Bulls, and I can only hope. Anti-Fan United, a.k.a. also known as Atlanta United. They're sitting in fourth. You got Chicago sitting in fifth with 11 points. NYCFC with 6 points after 2 horrible losses to Orlando. Orlando has their number now. And then you have our next opponent. You got Toronto FC. They're sitting at 10 points.
Real fast. That guy looked like Tony Hawk walking out the door. If you guys are just tuning in, we're filming live again from 8th Wonder Brewery. A guy looked like Tony Hawk walking out the door. Seriously.
You have Toronto, our next opponent. They've won, 2 total all year? No, yeah. And I'm telling you, this is going to be the biggest tough outside of Portland that we had.
It's another big one, and it seems like all of our really big games are on the road right now. And that's that. And we had the third, if I'm not mistaken, the third most toughest schedule at the beginning of the season from what the stats showed from MLS. So now it's showing why.
Then you have the Revs sitting with 9 points at 8. DC United sitting with 8 points at 9th. Let's see. You got DC United at 9th, Montreal Impact at 10th, and then my garbage team from back home, you got the Union with 3 points. 3. And they're all from draws. This isn't a Union show, so I'm not going to get into how pissed off I am about that, but maybe I'll call into my friend's show. You do got the Portland Timbers sitting at the top of the table in the Western Conference. FC Dallas sitting with 14 points.
Still undefeated.
Yes, and pretty much first place comes down to this weekend, right?
Yeah, between the two of them, yeah, absolutely. And then depending on us, we can actually vault into second place. We're sitting in third right now.
Yeah,
we're 1 point behind Dallas, but they also have a game in hand on us at the moment. Sporting Kansas City sitting in fourth. They just had their first loss against Dallas. Sounders finally finding some form, getting above that line there, getting with 9 points. They're sitting in fifth place. San Jose Earthquakes. That 1 point on the road for them was big. Got them above the line, sitting in sixth place with 9 points. Right below them is Real Salt Lake. Then Minnesota United. They're actually just 1 point away from playoff position, too.
They are.
They're looking like an MLS caliber team finally. And then Vancouver Whitecaps sitting in 9th, LA Galaxy in 10th, and the Colorado Rapids sitting in the bottom in the 11th position.
So real quick, we'll run off the matches for this weekend. We're going to fly through these because we're getting close to our cutoff. And then we'll talk a little fantasy. I got my Houston Hoedown, some other stuff to watch for the week. You've got our match. We are the sole match on Friday. We are on
open
Cube
up round 8
and MLS Live if you're outside of the area. Toronto taking on Houston. It's a 6:30 kickoff our time, 7:30 Eastern time. You want to go ahead and throw your prediction out there now? I'm gonna say it's a 3-3 draw.
I'm gonna go 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw.
Yeah.
So we're both on draws. I think that would essentially cancel ourselves out.
I would be comfortable walking out with a draw, to be honest.
You've got a battle for Canada. Got Montreal taking on Vancouver. Orlando taking on Colorado Rapids. I think Orlando's going to win that easily. It's in
easily.
Orlando.
Yeah.
These matches are all on Saturday. Columbus taking on NYCFC. NYCFC's pissed off, and I think they're going to go into Columbus and beat them.
Columbus losing Artur, whatever his name is.
Arturo?
Yeah, that's a big loss for them. They still have Justin Miram and then Ola Kamara though, so Columbus is still a good team.
Dax coming back home, kind of taking on the New York Red Bulls. I think they win that. I think Dax has something to prove, and I don't even think the Red Bulls. I don't even think the Red Bulls fans will be pissed off if Dax scores.
Well, yeah, and he could score, but he won't celebrate. I still think that New York beats Chicago. Yeah, New York's been playing well at home.
Then you have the battle for the first place in the West. You got Portland taking on Dallas in Dallas. I'm going to watch that. I think it's going to be an extremely good match.
Diego Valeri out with a hip injury at the moment.
But they're still Portland.
Huge.
And Aldi's back.
That's a huge blow. That's their number 10 spot.
Adi. Excuse me.
Well, yeah, Fernando Adi, but still, he can't he can't do it all himself. They don't have their guy pulling the strings. He's the maestro for them. So
you've got San Jose going into Minnesota. I think Minnesota walks away with a win. They're starting to turn it on. You've got RSL taking on Kansas City. I think Kansas City wins that at home. New England taking on Seattle at Seattle. Seattle takes that one.
Take that one. Yeah.
You've got Philadelphia Union taking on LA. They've got to fly cross country.
I'm gonna pick your Union to get their first win in LA. That would be a big win for them though. Get their first win in LA. Absolutely, a struggling LA team right now.
Yeah, but they're struggling just as bad as the Union are. Union don't have an identity right now.
Now's the perfect time to get it.
Well, look, if they win, Jim Curtin keeps his job because it's a road win. Do I think it's going to happen? No, because we haven't played that well on the road this year either. So, but that's just me being me. And then Sunday, Anti-Fan United also takes on DC United again for their second match in 1 week. I'm going to get into that at the end of the show, so we might bleed over. But I think Atlanta United wins that one. They just do. It's at home. So that's that one. Let's get into our fantasy league real quick because we got to rip some people. We do have the Waco Wanderers with James Williams still in first place. They're 7-1 on the season.
They're killing it, man.
The squad, me and him have been kind of flip-flopping the last couple weeks. I don't know how he jumped me. Maybe just on he got me on
points.
Yeah, he got me on points. We've got Josh sitting in 6th place. He's stayed consistent this week.
I'm staying consistent only because I haven't played against any of you guys yet. So.
And then, I'm not going to read through the middle of the pack. You guys just get your shit straight and get up there.
Didn't forget
You've got Eric. Eric and his Beer Brewing FC.
You suck.
He hasn't given a shit about his team all season, and somehow he's still not in last place. Which brings us on to our next point about Brandon Williams. He's actually been making moves and trying to get his team straight, and he still doesn't have a win. But I think that's going to come soon, and I actually think his first win is going to be against Eric, and then we get to laugh at Eric. So that's going to lead us into this week. Josh and I are playing against each other. The Peel Classico. The Peel Derby.
The Peel Derby, yes.
Whatever you want to call it. Loser. It's a twofold loss. 2.
But we haven't decided on a bet. What do you want to do?
We're going to decide on this right now.
What do you want to do? I offered to shave your beard, but you already trimmed it.
Yeah, but I can still shave it. I'll still look like a weird mole rat.
So winner shaves beard? Clean shaven? Clean shaven.
I don't want you anywhere close to my face with a razor.
I'm not shaving your beard. You can shave your own beard.
Loser shaves beard and has to wear the FC Dallas match on the following podcast.
So the next show.
Megan said no.
Yes, Megan. Yes, it's happening. It's happening. You're going down, buddy. You're going down, just like your union. Just like your union. Take it.
Look, my mom's happy. Get another bet.
There's no other bet. It's over. It's done. It's over, Megan. Sorry.
It's hair and it grows back.
That's it. Yes, it'll be back within like a few days.
Actually, no. We'll make this worse. You have to keep the mustache.
Oh my God, porn stash.
Yeah, you got to keep the porn stash. Look, okay, so maybe the beard might be out of it depending on how the girlfriends react.
Oh no. We're on live.
My couch isn't that comfortable.
Well, it's going to be comfortable for the week.
Oh,
man.
Okay, you know what? I'd like to see your try. I'm shaving the beard if I lose.
All right, let's do it. Yes, do it. Just sweeten the deal for us, Megan.
Maybe. If not, we at least have the FC Dallas shirt.
No. You were shaving the beard and wearing the FC Dallas shirt if I beat you. Look at that. She doesn't have confidence in you. She don't have confidence in you.
I could have told you that.
Oh,
my girlfriend. She feels as a charity case.
There you go,
it's a charity case for her. She feels bad for me. That's why she said yes.
I feel bad for you too, just because you're from Philly. Do your hoedown.
Anyway, Houston hoedown short and simple tonight. The TPSL final was this past weekend. Austin Riel won it single-handedly 4-1 over Twin Cities FC on April 22nd. That is their third straight championship in TPSL. Third straight, yeah. Next week's show, we'll prep a little bit for the U.S. Open Cup for the Houston Dutch Lions. We have we have a lot to go over. I'm going to try to get some other people on the show, hopefully next week, trying to prep them for their season. Obviously, I can't get the Dutch Lions on because they'll be prepping for their match, and I don't want, unless they feel okay with calling in, can't promise anything, but I'm going to try to pull some strings on that. But that's it for the Houston Hoedown for this week. That's pretty much it. Almost right on the dot. I did almost forget. Tonight at 9 or at 8 o'clock, it's either 8 or 9. They've flopped. If you go back through their timeline, the CONCACAF Champions League final is tonight. It's Pachuca and Tigres in Pachuca. Pachuca is winning on away goals. Technically, but it is 1-1 on aggregate.
So it's still open for anybody.
It is not on Facebook Live tonight. It is on Twitter. It will be streaming on Twitter.
Twitter's trying to get their Facebook Live basically now. So
well, they had it with the NFL last year.
Yeah, the broadcasts or whatever is what they call it. And so maybe you might see the Peel on both Facebook Live and Twitter now at some point. Maybe
possibly
we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure that all out. But there are applications that you can download so you can just stream off your phone up to your TV if you have a Samsung and an Android phone. If you have a garbage Apple phone, you can use Apple TV. But I think that's going to do it for this week's show.
You got your United.
Yes.
Yeah,
I forgot
I've
the
been
biggest
waiting
part.
all show for this. Come on.
So, soccer is a very fan-based sport. The highs and the lows of a match all boil down to the fans. Fans aren't behind you, team's pretty much going to play like crap. Fans behind you, you get the momentum.
Yeah.
That's where the supporters groups comes in. I'm not getting into any of that here in Houston. But if you go to Europe, supporters groups are the reason why teams rise or fall, and they will make sure you fall if your team is garbage. Then you get into some of the ones here. You've got the Portland or the Timbers Army. You've got Sons of Ben. You've got Toronto's supporters group. You have Orlando City supporters group.
And you have
then you have
Battalion.
Huh? Then you have Atlanta United supporters group. The face of their supporters group has been around, pretty much been a spokesperson for the team. I've read somewhere online even traveled to Europe to promote Atlanta United. So on the way to the stadium, he lights off a smoke bomb. Not even in the stadium, okay? He gets handed a lifetime ban. That is the absolutely last thing you want to do to a fan who's been part of the reason you have a brand in Atlanta, okay? Minus the money, all right? Then, on top of all that, you want to use him for promotion to come to your stadium? His ass better sue and get some money. That is the problem with MLS and their G-rated kind of feeling that they want to have. Soccer is not a G-rated sport.
No, not by any means.
Have you seen how some of these supporters groups over in Europe treat their team?
Have you seen the fans out in New Jersey, the Pink Cows?
They don't even show up.
No, what they yell to the opposing goalkeeper.
Well, I think it's better than what we scream here.
It's not putos. No, it's not. No. It's fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily have a problem with. It's a sport. Have you heard what NFL fans scream to some of their players or even away players? Get over it. It's soccer. MLS, you need to back up just a little bit, and you need to let it happen. Now, granted, what happened to Tim Howard is completely different. But let your fans be fans. If they want to march to the stadium and have smoke bombs, as long as they're not causing a fire, let them. It creates an amazing atmosphere. Hell, MLS and Heineken have a working sponsorship where they promote people marching to the stadium with pink smoke bombs going off. For Orlando City. Get over it. It's part of the sport.
Yeah.
We're not tearing seats up. Yeah. We're not fighting each other. Well, some people are. But it's part of the sport. MLS, if you want to grow your fandom and you want it to be a legit league in the world, you need to allow this to happen. You need to just let it be organic, and you need to not tie your fans back. You shouldn't. Now, I'm not saying sneak them in the stadium or anything like that. Get approval, all the right stuff. But don't sit here and tell me what I can and can't do outside the stadium, especially in a property you don't own.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. You can't get a ban for something like that.
There was a fan that got in trouble in D.C. for lighting one off in the parking lot. Now, granted, it is against the rules. You're also in the country's capital. That I get. But it's a freaking smoke bomb. Get over it. It creates an atmosphere. It's kind of cool. that's going to end my rant because I don't even want to be in a bad mood.
What really
but
grinds Justin's gears.
If you do want to read the article, it's a pretty good article. It's, MLS keeps selling their fan experience while becoming more anti-fan by the day. It's by Kevin McCauley. He writes for SB Nation. You could just Google MLS anti-fan and it'll come up. Just read it. It's a pretty good article. The supporters in Vancouver were treated bad. There's actually a match like protest right now with DC United and their supporters. So it's out there. But MLS, you need to cool it and just let it happen. I mean, as long as we're not beating other people up like in Mexico, if they're just yelling shit, let it happen.
Yeah, let us be fans. Let us have our fun with each other, and
it's
that's
part of the
whole
sport.
point of it's the whole point of a sport and rivalries.
I mean, I'm not saying throw batteries or anything like that on the pitch. Megan, I'm looking at you, or flashlights, but just let it happen. So, but that's gonna do it for Josh and I. What were you drinking? We're drinking. I still got half a beer.
I enjoyed a Haterade beforehand, this beer I enjoyed a Haterade. Before that I had AstroTurf.
Yeah,
which was actually pretty good. It had a little bit of hoppy flavor to it. It was good. I liked it.
I was drinking on Slab. It's one of their newer things. Let me see if it's up there. It's a smooth, light, and bright is what it's called. It's experimental hop IPA, and it's good.
Guys. Yeah, definitely come out here. Highly recommend coming out to 8th Wonder before the games. I mean, they got good beers. You guys get a cool mug. It's $15. Get 3 tokens, 3 beers. So I mean, it's definitely worth it over here.
Also,
I mean, I can tell you this place is packed.
Yeah,
when the game's going on.
There's a lot of orange here. Also, stay tuned. Friday, it's still slightly up in the air, only because it's an early kickoff. If you don't get home till 4 or 5, we may not have time to do a show.
The game's at 6:30, so
maybe we do like a 20-minute show, 30-minute show.
I mean, it all depends. Yeah,
Derek might actually be over his place.
Yeah,
every time we went to go,
Wally said he might too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Every time we've ever watched a game over at Josh's, they've lost. So I'm just throwing that out there.
I mean, look at what they've been playing against. So I mean, whatever.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for Justin.
Josh, guys, real fast. Like our Facebook page, you guys can like us, the Peel 2005. Follow us on Twitter, the Peel 05. You guys can email us, thepeel2005@gmail.com. Like our friends' Facebook page, Dynamo Theory. Follow them at Dynamo Theory on Twitter, and then visit the websites where you can see our show, dynamotheory.com.
Yeah,
and then that's gonna do it for us.
Yeah, I'm Justin.
And I'm Josh, checking out for the Peel.
Oh well.
No, oh well.
Oh
yeah. Cheers.
Forever orange.
Forever orange, guys.